Good morning, students. Today I will explain subject Computer Studies, Standard 12, Chapter number 8, Classes and Object in Java, Part 2. Visibility modifier for access control. Access control is about controlling visibility. So access modifiers are also known as a visibility modifier. If a method or variable is visible to another class, then only it can be referred in another class. To protect a method or variable from such references, we use the 4 level of visibility to provide necessary protection. The 4 P's of protections are public, package. Package is a default protection. Next is a protected and private. So that is a 4P. Access modifier public, protected and private are used before the type of variable or method. When no modifier is used, it is default one having visibility only within a package that contains the class. So that is a access modifier. And next is a visibility. Public is a widest visibility. Default package, so that is visibility is a 3 arrow. Protected and private is a narrowest. So that is a access modifier. Next is a public. Any method or variable is visible to the class in which it is defined. If we want to make it visible to all the classes outside this class, declare the method or variable to have public access. This is the widest possible access. Example, public float length, public double area. So that is a public variable. Next is a package, that means without any modifier. This is the next level of access that has no precise name. It is indicated by the lack of any access modifier keyword in a declaration. This is the default level of protection. The scope is narrower than public variables. The variable or method can be accessed from anywhere in the package that contains the class, but not from outside that package. Note that a source file without package statement is considered as a package by default. Next is a protected. This level of protection is used to allow the access only to subclasses or to share with the method declared as friend. Thus the visibility is narrower than previous 2 levels, but wider than full privacy provided by 4th level private. Next is a private. Highest level of protection can be achieved by using private protection level. This provides the narrowest visibility. The private method and variables are directly accessible only by the method defined with a class. They cannot be seen by any other class. It provides data and capsulations. Next topic is the accessor and mutator method. When we restrict access to data by declaring them as private, our purpose is to protect them from getting directly accessed or modified by method of other class. If we want to allow such data to be used by others, then we write accessor method. If we want to allow such data to be modified by others, when we write mutator method. So that is the accessor and mutator. Accessor methods are also known as a getter and mutator method is a setter. So that is a getter and setter. Example, void set length float L, length equals to L. Use of accessor and mutator method will prevent the variable from getting directly accessed and modified by the other users of the class. So that is a accessor and mutator method. Next topic is a passing object as a parameter in a method. Just like variable of primitive data type and available built-in data type, object can also be passed as parameters in a method. Example, boolean is large, rectangle rect, starting curly bracket, if area greater than rect.area, return true, else return false, end of the curly brackets. Remember that parameters of primitive type are passed by value. The values of actual parameters are copied to formal parameters and then functions is executed. Changes made to formal parameters are not affecting actual parameters. Next topic is a inheritance. Object-oriented programming language provides reusability feature using inheritance. Inheritance allow us to build new class with added capability by extending existing class. Inheritance models is a relationship between two classes. Wherever two classes have is a relationship, we use inheritance. Common features are kept in superclass. A subclass inheritance all instance variable and methods from superclass and it may have its own added variable and methods. Note that constructors are not inheritance in subclass. When an object of subclass is instanted, memory is allocated for all its attributes, including inheritance, including a inherited ones. So that is a inheritance. And next is an example of inheritance. So example, classroom, starting curly brackets, float, length, width and height, byte, number of windows, static integer, total windows, that is a class variable. Room, user defined no argument constructor, room, float L, float W, float H and byte N. Starting curly bracket, length equals to L, width equals to W, height equals to H, number of windows equals to N, total number windows plus equals to N, end of the curly brackets, room, float L, float W, starting curly brackets, length equals to L, width equals to W, height equals to 10, number of windows equals to 1, total windows plus plus. This example is continue. Starting curly brackets, return length into width, end of the curly brackets. Void display. System dot out dot println, first is the length and width. System dot out dot println height. System dot out dot println windows, that means the number of windows. End of the display method, end of the room class. Class classroom, extended room. Starting curly bracket integer, number of benches and number of seat per bench. Classroom, classroom float L, float W, float H, byte n, integer NB, that means number of benches, integer NSB, that is a number of seat per bench. Okay, so starting curly bracket super L W H N benches equals to NB, and seat bench equals to NSB. Void so starting curly bracket super display system dot out dot println benches, system dot out dot println seat per bench, system dot out dot println total seat in class, end of the curly brackets. Void display starting curly brackets system dot out dot println classroom with length plus feet, width, number of benches each to accommodate, plus number of seat bench plus students. So total seats in a class is get seats. End of the curly brackets integer get seats. Starting curly brackets return number of benches into number seat per bench. End of the class room. Next is the class inheritance. Application using room classroom. Starting curly brackets public static void main string arguments. Room R1 equals to new room 20 50 10 byte brackets and 2. R1 dot display classroom CR1, that means the classroom 1 equals to new classroom 30 20 12 bytes and 3 21 and 3. CR1 dot show system dot out dot println area of classroom 1 is plus CR1 dot area plus square feet. CR2 dot display system dot out dot println total number of windows plus room dot total windows and main and inheritance. As constructor of a superclass are not inherited in the subclass, keyword super is used to call the constructor of superclass in the constructor of a subclass. So that is example of next is a private member of superclass. In the previous example, all instances have package visibility, so they are available for direct use in the entire package. If we try to access r1.length or cr1.width directly in main method, there will not be any error. If we change the visibility of instance of superclass to private, these variables are not directly accessible outside the class. Remember that these attributes belongs to subclass also, but still private instance variable or a method are not visible even in its subclass. So that is the example: private float length, width and height, private byte and number of windows. Remember that private members are directly available only the class in which they are defined and nowhere else. To make them available elsewhere, use public accessor and mutator method, getter and setter methods. Next, protected member of superclass, protected float length, width and height. protected byte and windows, that means number of windows. So that is a protected member of a superclass example. Next is the composition and aggregations. Composition and aggregations are the constructor of class that incorporate other object. They establish a has a relationship between classes. For example, if we define class library, it has a reading room. Here, reading room is an object of the classroom. When a class includes object of other class, it is also referred to as container class. Example, classroom, starting curly brackets, float length, width and height, byte, number of windows, static int, total windows, that is a class variable. Room, that is a user defined no argument constructor. Room, float L, float W, float H and byte N. Starting curly brackets, length equals to L, width equals to W, height equals to H, number of windows equals to N, total windows plus equals to N, end of the curly brackets. Room, float L, float W, starting curly brackets, length equals to L, width equals to W, height equals to 10, and windows equals to 1, total windows plus plus, end of the curly brackets. Double area, starting curly brackets, return length into width, end of the curly brackets. Void display, starting curly brackets, system.out.println, length and width, system.out.println, height, system.out.println, windows, end of the display method, end of the room class. Next is the class library, starting curly brackets, int and books and magazines and newspaper. Room, reading room. Library, library int nb, int nm, int nn, room r. N books equals to nb, and magazine equals to nm, and newspaper equals to nn. Reading room equals to r. Next is a void display, system.out.println, library details, number of books. Second, system.out.println, magazines, system.out.println, newspapers, system.out.println, reading room, and reading room dot display, end of the curly brackets, end of the class library. And class container, that is the application using room and library. Starting curly brackets, public static void main string arguments, starting curly brackets, room r1 equals to new room 20, 15 and 10 bytes 2, r1 dot display, library equals lib equals to new library 325 and r1, lib dot display, and main and class container. So this chapter is over. Thank you. Stay home, stay safe.